Tom felt he couldn't win there anymore. There's no talent. We can't think of I mean, you want me to throw to Jacoby Myers. You want me to throw to N'Keal Harry. I forget the tight end. Lacoste?
Matt Lacoste.
Matt Lacoste. Mm-hmm. He's like, no.
Ryan Izzo.
Yep. Skip. He's like, these last years, if I'm going to uproot my family from Detroit, I'm going to go somewhere. Please do this. I like to think I've been a model player for you. Upstanding in the community, haven't given you any problem. At least trade me somewhere that gives me an opportunity to win and gives me an opportunity to showcase what I can really do, that I can throw the football, I can play this game at a high level. And plus, I just left Matt Patricia. I ain't trying to go back. He just wasted 2 years of my life. I don't want to see him ever again.
True.
Unless it's on the other side of the field and I'm whipping his butt. So that's why, Skip, he's like, I'm not going to New England. I understand it's a winning organization, but it's talent devoid. Let me go somewhere that's starting to win, that has talent, and I can showcase my ability. It's as simple as that. And it's hard, Skip, when you've been coached a certain way, and that's what I tell people. It was easy for Coach Belichick to do that with Tom Brady because he got him as a rookie. And even Tom Brady got tired of being coached that way.
That's true. So let me reiterate and underscore the fact that Matthew Stafford said there is only one place in this whole league I will not go. And it's to the quote-unquote GOAT coach, right?
Yes.
Does that in any way undercut or disqualify Bill Belichick as the GOAT coach?
No.
It does for me. Because Matthew Stafford knew what was up.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford knows Tom Brady. He knows full well what Tom Brady for 19 years as the starter in New England had to put up with and overcome and rise above. And it was ultimately Bill Belichick. Brady had to be the good cop in the locker room to tell everybody who came through the door, it's okay, it's just the way he is. Just tune him out.
Yeah. We're going to win.
Yeah, we're just going to win. We'll be okay. Don't let him get to you. Don't let him get under your skin in the film sessions or out on the practice field. It'll be okay. And it was always pretty okay. Sometimes very okay.
Yes.
Thanks to Tom Brady. So just to put this all in perspective, first things first this morning, had Danny Amendola on, obviously a former teammate of Brady's, former favorite target of Tom Brady's, who went to him many, many times in the clutch. Could we hear what Danny Amendola had to say this morning on First Things First?
Do you think it's going to be harder for Belichick to get them to buy in when Tom's not there and they haven't all experienced the deep playoff runs?
Well, first things first, and when you see Patriot Way in the dictionary, it's going to have Tom Brady's name next to it. None of those coaches threw any passes. None of those coaches caught any passes. None of those coaches made any tackles. They got guys in the right position because they watch a lot of film and they spend all their time at the facility. But Tom Brady is the Patriot Way, and that's the reason why Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl right now, and the Patriots aren't.
Kaboom. I'd say that about sums it all up.
Yeah.
I kept telling you, Brady had to sort of instill and install the Patriot Way in what I call Tampa Bay. And he did it on the fly, and it's starting to click right on schedule. He brought that whole organization to a Patriot-like boil.
Right.
Okay? So Matt Stafford said, I don't want to live with that because that guy is... He's a sourpuss of a dictator, right? He's a tyrant. He's so hard on everybody around him, and he's a defensive coach who has no real use for the offense, so he can be hard. As Brady will tell you, he was hard on Brady in the film study and obviously on the practice field. So to me, this sums up the fact that I told you, I think Belichick is getting exposed. I think he went along for a great ride. I give you, he's one of the top defensive coordinators ever, and clearly, I am not underestimating that. I'm not underestimating the masterpiece of a game plan he had for that first Super Bowl against the greatest show on turf and the execution of that game plan. I do think we overestimate what he did to Jared Goff because it's Jared Goff and he's getting exposed now. But when Tom Brady wins 6 Super Bowl rings with 6 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter overtime. That's rising above Belichick and the defense. When Belichick's defense allowed Eli to go 83 yards in 13 plays after Brady looked like he had won the game with 2 minutes left in the first Eli Super Bowl, Belichick doesn't. He gets a pass for that. That cost Brady a Super Bowl ring. And then against Nick Foles, when he allowed 41 points to the backup quarterback for the Eagles with Malcolm Butler weirdly, inexplicably benched.
Okay.
How does he get a pass for that one? I still don't know what happened. And trust me, that was the beginning of the end for Tom Brady.
I think a lot of guys on that team want an explanation they haven't been given us. But you know, Skip, you know how Coach Belichick is. Coach Belichick, I don't have to explain myself to anybody after doing what I've done. But when you look at it, Skip, and this is what I tell people about the locker room. You hear what he said? He said Tom Brady was the Patriot way. You know why? Because he was a good soldier. He was always taking the bullet. So if you get somebody in that locker room, if you get the leader that's going to do things the right way, your locker room will do things the right way. But if you get somebody in that locker room and they want to splinter it, you see what happens? Yep. That's why you say the locker room. That's where you win games at, is in the locker room. Not on the practice field, not in the meet. That's where you win it, Skip.
Okay, this is why I've always tried to explain to you, I don't know Tom Brady. I've never spoken to Tom Brady, and you would say I'm one of the biggest Brady fans out there. It's because I worked with so many former teammates of his when I was at ESPN, sometimes even here, and I hear Danny Amendola. I've never heard one negative word about Tom Brady. No. And you can say all you want about Deflategate or the MAGA hat in the locker, where we can go on and on, but you have to finally give in to the fact his teams loved him. Yeah. They believed in him. They trusted him.
No question.
And they had wavelength. They had connection where we're going to rise above Belichick and do this.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, put it like this. There's no question in my mind those guys love Tom Brady more than they love Coach Belichick.
Oh.
It would just happen to be, he just happened to be there, but it was all about being with Tom. It was all about the way he made them feel.
Right.
Because Coach